Hey guys, I'm James and this is your explainer to the Metabolic Reboot. Now this is a 20-day plan which is actually fusing 16 years of industry experience, sports science, holistic nutrition and the most effective training programs that I've ever come across. I'm also going to teach you the most effective biohacks which are going to optimize the biochemistry of your body and make you feel and look incredible. Now this plan has been used by performance athletes, for models, for people struggling with fat loss, but it's something that they all share in common, and that is the need to reboot their body and actually reset from the ground up. What I want you to think of is, think of your laptop, your phone or your iPad, and think of how sluggish that can feel when it gets really clogged up and congested. Now when you actually hit the reset button, or you actually refresh it, how does it work? How does it function? Once you've hit that reset button, you can actually see that it's really smooth and the operating system's been refreshed, and that is exactly what we want to be doing for your body. When was the last time you ever actually reset your operating system? I'd say it's quite unlikely that anyone has actually ever really done a metabolic reboot. So let me just tell you that by going through these 20 days, doing that cellular level detox at the start and then building up your fitness and your aesthetics as you go through this program, you're going to come out of this feeling absolutely amazing and refreshed. So this 20-day plan is structured firstly, as I've said, to enter into a cellular level detoxification, and we do this by triggering a process which is called autophagy. So this is where the body recycles the old dead cells and rebuilds new ones. We also shut off the sugar tap and we force the body to switch into a really deep level of ketosis by supplementing with the world's leading ketones and taking in only fat as our fuel source in that time and abstaining for actual food for 48 hours. In this period of the plan, we have the activity which is geared up to flush out all of the remaining sugar and the toxins in your body, and we also have a core-based stretch workout and light cardio activity to do this. But when we reintroduce the food and increase the calories throughout the 20 days, you're going to see the workout intensity go up alongside it. Now your meal plans, your recipes and your full guide to those 20 days, that PDF is going to be sent to you, and you're going to have weekly check-ins with me to keep you accountable to make sure that you're getting the best possible results. I'm going to teach you the best biohacks such as the now famous bulletproof coffee, or keto coffee, fat coffee, whatever you want to call it, to really optimize your energy and your focus and really kill those cravings as we go through that fasting period. Now we have two energy pathways where either sadly like 95% of the rest of the population of this world and we're a sugar burner, or we're going to be a fat burner, and that's where we have a heightened blood ketone level. This plan is going to help you get into a really deep level of ketosis, and that's a state where we utilize fat for energy, focus, that really deep cognitive function, rather than the really unstable glycolysis on the other hand, which leads to cravings, to brain fog, lactic acid build-up and lots of inflammation. What I want you to do now is take a quick look at this explainer video, and this is going to describe to you the different energy systems that we run off. And what I want you to think about is, which of these energy systems would you actually prefer to run off? Or would it be both?
A team of scientists have used research from the United States Department of Defense and NASA to develop an energy source that is proven to help supercharge the human body, giving you the ability to lose fat, build muscle, reclaim your energy and focus, and even improve cognition. You'll reach your peak performance. Athletes like LeBron James, NASA astronauts, the Navy SEALs, and even the Shaolin monks have experienced this energy source, and it will help you overcome many of the limits you experience every day, like feeling tired and weak between meals and constantly fighting the urge to snack. Struggling to lose fat even though you work out, constantly experiencing the ups and downs of a dieting roller coaster, crashing and burning before 3 p.m. rolls around? That's not how your body is meant to operate. You were born to run efficiently and effectively with an abundance of energy. Imagine breaking the chains of constant hunger while maintaining your strength. Now you can go all day being fully alert and hyper-aware, and being able to fully power your brain. Today, with our proven formula, you'll quickly hack your body's own biochemistry to provide limitless energy, drive, endurance and protection. Imagine your body as a finely tuned hybrid car. They have the ultimate staying power because in an instant they can switch fuel sources. They use one fuel source for quick acceleration and another for cruising along at top speeds. That's how your body is meant to work as well. Most people just burn one fuel source, glucose, because of the modern carbohydrate and sugar-based diet. Glucose burns fast, like lighter liquid, and you can only store enough to keep your energy levels up for a few short hours. A second fuel, called ketones, is designed for long periods of exertion, while keeping your energy levels high and your mind sharp. Ketones burn slowly and smolder for hours like coal, throwing off a constant supply of perfectly regulated, consistent energy. Now there's finally a way for you to tap into this limited potential whenever you need it. Our proprietary formula is the first supplement to provide you with exogenous ketones. You can safely experience the benefits of ketones at a therapeutic level, and you can do it in less than 59 minutes, no change in diet needed. This formula is lab tested, doctor approved, and 100% GRAS safe. It has no artificial colours or flavours, it is vegan, gluten-free and dairy-free. And just one serving is enough to give you hours of relentless energy, mental clarity and neuroprotection, allowing you to perform at your optimal level. For over 100 years, scientists and doctors have studied the benefits of having more ketones in your body. But in order to have ketones, you had to do a very strict diet. Most people couldn't follow or maintain in order to take advantage of ketones. Now those benefits are within reach. In fact, you just take one serving, shake it in water and drink it once a day, and you'll be in ketosis in less than 59 minutes. Trial it for 5 days, or jump right in for 20 days to see the real power of ketones. The fuel you were meant to run on is now attainable by everyone, everywhere.
Okay, so from watching that video, you're going to see that, the holy grail in terms of energy systems would be ketosis. But as you've seen now, that we can actually do this in 60 minutes or less due to this ketone technology from Prove It. But what we're going to achieve over the next 20 days with the Metabolic Reboot is a far deeper state known as ketogenesis. And this is where we train the body to actually produce our own ketones as well as putting exogenous ketones in with the supplement for a really detoxified alkaline platform to get the best result as we move forward. Now once we reach this really deep level of ketogenesis, most of you will never know what it's been like to experience this before unless you can remember all the way back to when you were being breastfed. That is when we're in a state of nutritional ketosis because the majority of what we take in is ketones and we produce our own ketones from within the body. The minute that we start being fed with sugars and carbohydrates and fruit, we go into glycolysis, and that's where we burn sugar rather than fat. Now what this plan is really going to help you do as well is really work on those stubborn areas of fat. Now we know we can't spot reduce, but there is a reason why we struggle to lose weight from certain areas of the body. So if we break down all that toxicity around the lymph node areas in your body and we reduce that inflammation, we're going to really be able to target those problem areas for the first time in a long time. Now guys, our metabolism of fat slows down not because of that magic number in your age, but because our system becomes overloaded with poisonous acidic toxins. Our lifestyle, our eating habits, where we consume processed foods, those additives, preservatives, growth hormones that are in our meats, herbicides and pesticides which are in our fruit and vegetables. Our skin is botched with harmful carcinogenic ingredients and chemicals that we put onto our hair and underneath our arms. These all lead to bring the lymphatic system, which is the body's garbage disposal system, to a grinding halt. And a female, again, will always typically tell me they struggle to lose weight from this area here. Hips, butt and thighs, a little bit underneath the arms. They're the main problem areas. For a male, the top of the chest down to the mid sort of point of the abdomen is where they struggle to lose weight. What I want you to remember as we go through this seminar is that this area here, this big problem area, is where a female has 240 lymph nodes. A male has 180 lymph nodes from the chest down to the top of the abdomen. So you can see now why it's purely not coincidence that these are those problem areas. So let's look at how we metabolize fat in the first place. And as I said, most people will be converting fat into glycogen and sugar. We call them a sugar burner. And the way this works is the liver sends a leptin hormone to your fat cells, converts that to sugar, and then we store the majority of that in the muscles all over the body. In conjunction with your liver, we have the lymphatic system, which, as I alluded to before, is your body's garbage disposal system. Perspiration, urination, breathing and bowel movements is how we flush toxins out of the body. Now, I went through just a moment ago about some of those most common toxins, stuff that we spray under our armpits, things that we put in our hair, our makeup containing nanochemicals, which are actually so small they don't even need to be listed as an ingredient. We have Diet Coke, which has got aspartame, which was once used as a biological and chemical warfare agent. We also have regular Coke with high fructose corn syrup, which is the most refined, deadly sugar known to man. We have processed foods, we have our meat, we have fruits and vegetables, and it builds up this big culmination of toxins. But to a certain age, we're eliminating them. Once we actually get to the point where the lymphatic system becomes really sluggish and we haven't reset our body in a number of years, we actually start to have an overflow of those fat-soluble toxins at your lymph nodes. Again, remember guys, where your lymph nodes are, 240 for a female, hips, butt and thighs, and for a male, 180 from the chest down to the top of the abdomen. This is where the site at which these toxins overflow. So these toxins, because they're fat soluble and they're massively acidic, are going to try and dissolve into water, and they're fat soluble. So the water within your fat cells, typically a healthy fat cell in a female is going to be around 60% hydration or intracellular water. But as we have this toxicity building up again at your lymph node areas where that overflow is happening, the fat cell will actually reduce the amount of water inside it, dehydrating it down to say somewhere probably like 50% hydration, and 10% of that water then goes extracellular and creates this big blockage around this dehydrated, now very much a dormant fat cell. So when your liver is trying to gain that energy to convert it to utilize in the body, what it's actually doing is it's finding this blocked signal. There's no receptor there to actually convert it. So what the liver does is it sends those hormones to other areas of the body which are not toxic, which are not bloated and not inflamed, to utilize that energy as instead. So if we look at the human body again on these wonderful stick men that I've drawn, this is the area where these fat cells are becoming bloated, acidic and very toxic, and the other areas of the body is where you'll find it extremely easy to lose weight from because it's not blocked off. The fat cells in the other areas of the body which are not in real need of a drastic metabolic reboot because they're further away from those lymph nodes are hydrated sufficiently. The lymph nodes can the liver can break those down, utilize them as energy for the muscle. But of course, what you will have found from watching that explainer video a little while ago is that yes, while we want to still be utilizing any sugar that we do have in our nutrition, in our lifestyle, what we also want to do is get to that holy grail, as I've said, of really breaking down all of the fat cells in the body. We don't want to remain with these problem areas in the body, right? So we really want to break that down. We also really want to start making our own ketones, as well as supplementing with the Ketomax, which you've seen in the other video. What that actually does is if we're in the position which again 95% of people are, which is they're constantly burning sugar and they're having that up and down energy level all throughout the day, and they need to keep eating food every 2 to 3 hours when they feel really sluggish and burnt out, chances are almost definitely that those ketones aren't being produced. Now, in order to do that, we can take, as the video alluded to, you can take 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months to restrict the body completely of sugar and to allow this ketone production with a high-fat diet. But as you can see from that video before, once we take beta-hydroxybutyrate and the Keto Max as that supplement first thing in the morning, and which is obviously part of our plan on the Metabolic Reboot, once we take that in, that is bioidentical to the same ketone body that the liver actually produces ourselves. So it sends that signal to the brain, the body recognizes that we're in nutritional ketosis, and what that does is it starts to flush those toxins out through the lymphatic system. It's also extremely friendly and promoting the lymphatic system to actually drain in the first place. And once we're in nutritional ketosis, because the body recognizes we're in it, it then starts to break down more fat. Because remember, for us to create more ketones and have more of that stable, focused energy, it's actually fat which is broken down in the first place, converted to those ketones. So what the liver actually does is it sends more and more leptin signals all the way to those fat cells in those problem areas of the body, and it breaks those down and utilizes them as energy. What we're also doing at the start of this plan is we're actually really trying to shut off that sugar tap by having a higher fat nutrition plan for that first day, and then we're actually going to have no food whatsoever for 48 hours, but still provide fat to come into the body and trigger that autophagy in the body, where we rip out those dead cells and we recycle and make new cells, which give us that incredible platform for amazing fat loss. So here's a more detailed look at the 3-day breakdown whilst we trigger autophagy in the body. We're going to start off with Keto Max in the morning. That's to put those exogenous ketones into the body and take us into nutritional ketosis. A couple of hours after that, you're going to see here that we have a keto coffee or bulletproof coffee, and that's going to heighten that blood ketone level because it's going to make us produce our own. You can see with our food and our nutrition that it's geared up to be high fat, very, very low carbohydrate and sugar to start flushing them out. And then we're going to really, really flush them out of the body by doing the HIIT workout from home, using mainly just a kettlebell and body weight. Around 6:30, you're going to see here that we've got another high fat, moderate protein meal. And then in the evening, you're going to see that we have caffeine-free ketones. Again, really to shut off that hunger hormone and shuttle those ketones into the body. And that's going to heighten the blood ketone levels and give you a much better quality of sleep and set you up very, very nicely going into the next 2 days, which involves no solid foods. So moving into day 2, this is when we start to eliminate solid food intake. We start the day out just as normal with our Keto Max first thing in the morning to get us into nutritional ketosis. We then follow that up a couple of hours after with a bulletproof coffee or a cream, and that's really to just create further ketones in our body and really shut off that hunger hormone. Around lunchtime, we're going to replace food with a vegan or a bone broth, and that's really just to get those essential nutrients into the body and keep electrolytes high and really keep hunger at bay. We're then going to work into a stretch and core workout, which is going to eliminate any remaining toxins and any sugars and carbohydrates in the body and really just put the mind and body at ease heading into the afternoon, where you're going to have a caffeine-free ketones, and that's really again going to keep that ketone level nice and high, shutting off that hunger hormone. And then before bed, you're going to have keto calm. This is going to boost serotonin and melatonin levels, so your sleep quality is going to go through the roof. You're going to have exceptional growth hormone secretion whilst you sleep, so you'll still be retaining muscle whilst burning fat at the same time. Day 3 is very much a repeat of day 2. Getting the ketones in, keto coffee, vegan and bone broth, stretch and core workout, again, ketones caffeine free in the evening, and then again your keto calm before bed, and when you wake up you'll have completed the autophagy aspect of this plan. And then moving into day 4 and moving forwards with the program, it's just about reintroducing the right types of food to really boost our performance as we move through the plan. We're going to see some of our personal favorites, keto friendly foods or low carbohydrate foods, and then some of our personal favorites when it comes to something which might even feel like you're cheating with the fat bombs. I think they should actually be called amaze balls because they are so damn good. Now, once we have reduced all that inflammation and all those toxins from your lymph node areas, these fat cells will actually rehydrate back up to a level where there's homeostasis, so they can actually function as they should, and we're going to get amazing fat loss from all over the body. So by doing the Keto Max supplement alongside the 20-day Metabolic Reboot, we're going to achieve months of results in as little as 20 days. Having said that, we obviously want to make it sustainable and enjoyable and make you feel incredible, so this is a lifestyle change, and again, something that is sustainable for the rest of your life. So an overview of how the full 20 days are going to look. As you already know, we've explained day 1 to 3, but just to recap, you're going to know that it's going to be your low carbohydrate, very, very high fat on that day 1, and then the following 48 hours are really geared up to go after that remaining glycogen, flush them out of the body, but eat no solid food in that time to trigger autophagy and to recycle those dead cells and create and rebuild new healthy ones to detoxify the body. Now between day 4 and 10, we're going to increase the intensity of our exercises, but we're also going to introduce intermittent fasting to really help with that insulin sensitivity. And our food is still going to be fairly low in carbohydrates and high in fats. So the final stage of the program between day 11 and 20 is geared up really to make you feel absolutely unstoppable. Now your calorific intake is actually going to increase and your workout intensity is also going to increase. But what we're going to do is narrow down that eating window further to again really improve that insulin sensitivity. And this is where you're going to start to really see some incredible fat loss, some energy and focus really kick into the body. By following the recipes, the day-by-day guidance, the workouts, the videos that you're going to receive for this plan, with that constant education and updates, you're going to see why so many people have recommended this to you to even get involved in the first place. This 20-day Metabolic Reboot has given phenomenal results for all of my clients and the people that I work with, and that's obviously why they're so passionate to share it with you. So as you know guys, this high-end ketone supplement is not yet available in the UK, but we have worked out a way to get it over here. That's normally $160 for a box of those 20 sachets. Obviously you're going to run that alongside the Metabolic Reboot. The RRP on the 3-day autophagy kit is normally $95. You're also going to get further value by being able to pick up the Metabolic Reboot PDF, which you'll have sent to you. This is normally $295, but for watching this seminar and for being referred to watching this, you're going to be able to get it for a price of $245. If you want to control your food and not let it control you, have the best energy, focus and fat loss that you've ever had, make sure that you are contacting me to get a place on this Metabolic Reboot. I only take 20 per time that we do this, so you must act very quickly. Your health, guys, is the most valuable gift that you're ever going to own, so I hope that you're ready to take action and join us. I'll see you on the Metabolic Reboot.
Revolution tonight. Had my warriors as high as a kite, lost and they lost all they fight, and I've tasted.